Hello, I'm Graham Jones and welcome to Channel KT4, broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube. You can join in by sending in questions during the show. Just press the comments button on the screen. Don't forget to click the like or share buttons. If you're watching on YouTube, please click to subscribe to Channel KT4. I'm so pleased to welcome to my virtual studio, Gavin Carpenter, the minister of Worcester Park Baptist Church. Hello, Gavin. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Graham. Thank you so much for having me come and join you today on the show. It's brilliant to be here. Thank you. What a pleasure it is to be with you. I am just getting used to this digital technology and being able to share with people now. What a new world we've all come into. So thank you for having me.
Well, thank you, Gavin, for coming on to the show today. But as you just mentioned about this technology, I think this sort of technology has come of age during this particular pandemic. I'm noticing all the work that you're doing online, and we're going to be talking about that a little later on. And your sermons are online for everybody to view. And of course, I've created this little channel as well to so that I can get community messages out. And I have to say, it's been really great fun for me because I'm getting to meet lots of different people within our wonderful community here in Worcester Park, none other than you. And I can't believe where the time has gone, because I remember attending via Zoom your induction at the church, and that was on the 10th of October of last year. And the induction was certainly different. However, I believe you joined the church back in April, but remained in Earlsfield until September. Have I got that right?
So it was. It feels like a lifetime ago now. It feels like we've been in this pandemic for forever, doesn't it? Now, such a long time. So I joined Worcester Park Baptist Church back in April of 2020. So of course it happened that it was the end of 19, wasn't it? That the coronavirus started back in Wuhan, and then we remember how it started to come across out of Wuhan and across, and we watched it in Italy, in northern Italy, and then it came across into London, and we remember it happening here. And the church that I was part of, I remember that closing in March. And then I was due to be here, so I was due to start here in April, and just starting here and starting in lockdown. It was the strangest of things. So fortunately, the church here, they had already got themselves together, so they were already online. So they already had church going. They were already doing some YouTube services. They were already meeting. They were already using the Zoom technology. So they were doing stuff. So I was really fortunate to be able to come alongside and come into what they were doing. So I remained over in Earlsfield. Now I wasn't too far away, but I mean I could have been literally miles away. But I came along and I joined in with what they were doing, and then wasn't able to move until September.
Okay, I've got a little picture here, Gavin, of there we are, moving out of Earlsfield, and I think, if I'm right, this is a picture of the Earlsfield church where you were ministering, right?
Yeah, so absolutely. I was there for just under 15 years. So a long pastorate there. But there, the picture of the gates, unfortunately, closed, as so many churches were.
Yeah, but it must be strange moving house and to minister in a different area. However, it was very early in the pandemic. How did you manage to get to know your congregation and indeed the community where you now live here in Worcester Park?
So as you can be aware, it was very, very difficult. You know, you're using all the modern technology. So you're using your computer, you're using the Zoom, you're using the things that, like our, as you said, we're using YouTube to do our services. I've used it as well. Something that I never really used before. I use Facebook, but I only use it. So I do morning devotions. I do them during lockdown. So at the moment, if you go on to Worcester Park Baptist Church, our Facebook page, 9:30 in the morning, I do a devotion, do a 15-minute devotion. And so we use that. So I tend to kind of communicate outwards, but I use a good old-fashioned phone for just making phone calls and phoning people around. WhatsApp groups, of course, that's a good way of keeping in contact with a group of people. And we use a lot of those, text messaging and all those things. So we use a bit of the new technology, which has come into its own in the pandemic, but some of the older as well, some of the plain old stuff. When I first arrived here was September, so I remember going up into town and I would bump into people as well. That was great because it wasn't too bad then, not like it is at the moment. So I did have a bit of face-to-face, but nowhere near as much as I wanted.
Yeah, I can imagine it must be very, very difficult, but by embracing the technology, I was going to ask a question here. Do you think that when we get back to normal, do you think there's still going to be room to, for example, for your 9:30 ministry for 15 minutes to still do that online?
So I don't know if we will. I think we will have a kind of hybrid. That is my anticipation, that ministry and church from here on will be hybrid. That there will always be something of the technology that we've learned and embraced that we will carry on. But nobody will want to just do that because we are physical people and we long for contact. And so it'll only ever be some of that. We will, because of our physical nature.
Yeah. Now, I completely agree with what you're saying. What I was saying is that once we get back and you've got your congregation coming into the church, and I know again something else we're going to talk about a little later is the incredible hub project that you've got coming. And I've looked at the designs and everything and the architecture for it. It looks absolutely incredible. Yeah. And that is going to be such a vibrant space where people can go. But there's still got to be I still think there will be the need to have some form of online presence as well. Particularly, it will help the not so well and the slightly infirm people. That will give them connectivity to the church.
Yeah, Graham, you're absolutely right. I think there will always be that space now for people that need. Not everybody wants to go out. Some people are very homely people, and they like to they like the TV. They like a keyboard. They like a pixelated world. So go for it, and that will be there. And I think the church will always have that. There was something of that already there. There was a digital church. I've been doing some studies. I was doing some studies last year. I'm doing some studies at Roehampton University at the moment, and some of that was looking at the effect of digital church. And so there has been that. We've been doing that for some years, but it's really coming to its own at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm one of the things that I do is I'm an accredited lecturer for the Art Society, and of course, I can't go and visit societies at the moment. So we've embraced Zoom, and it's quite interesting to give a lecture to a screen, as opposed to being on a stage, which is what I'm used to, where I've got people and I can see smiling faces and reactions to what I'm saying. Suddenly, I've just got the presentation in front of me and everybody's on mute.
Okay.
So I don't get that feedback. But so I'm really looking forward to when I can get back onto a stage and do some work there. Now, let's have a look again at the online presence, because this is quite fascinating. And I've been having a look at some of the material that's on your wonderful webpage for the church. And one of them that I see is that you've got a new course that started this month, which is called Alpha Online.
Yeah.
Now, before you tell our viewers a little bit about this, I've got a little clip that I've found, and so if you don't mind, I'll just show that, and then if you could tell us a little bit more about this wonderful initiative course, Alpha Online.
Hi everybody, my name's Gavin. I'm part of Worcester Park Baptist Church, and we're running Alpha Online. It's beginning next year, 4th of January, and it will be on Monday evenings. I'd like you to listen to what others say about Alpha Online.
Of course, there are bigger questions about life.
There was a lot of questions before Alpha, that's for sure.
Am I fulfilled?
Why am I here?
How can I be in a relationship with God?
And I know this book is important, but why does everyone make such a big deal out of it?
How do we pray?
Well, everyone says like, oh, for God's sake, and you're like, does that mean the same thing to me as it does to you? The main one was, what does everyone else believe?
We all have questions, and Alpha Online is a great place to ask them. Try Alpha Online.
If you would like to ask some of the big questions of life, if this last year has got you thinking, there must be more to life than this, then join us for Alpha Online from the comfort of your own front room and using your own laptop. The evening, they will go through from January to March, but the evenings will be simply, first, we'll just have an informal chat together at the beginning of the evening, and we will even, as a church, we will drop a pudding to you. You can have your main meal, and then we'll eat pudding together. So we'll do that together. Then there will be a video, which will look at a theme each week. And after the video, there will be an opportunity to discuss the content of the video and the questions that arise for us. So look, it would be great to have you with us. If you've got questions, if you're looking for answers, well, let's learn together and let's talk together. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you online for Alpha in the new year.
There we go. I think that was quite amazing. Let's just see. We're getting a bit of a wobbly picture from you.
Yeah, I've got I don't know what's going on there.
We'll adapt and overcome. Don't worry. Your voice is very clear. You've now disappeared, but I think Gavin is actually doing an incredible job there, creating this wonderful course called Alpha Online. I like the idea, by the way, of everybody meeting up, having had some dinner, and then everybody sharing pudding. I think that's quite an amazing thing to try and do. Now, Gavin, I can still hear you, but I can't see you. So I'm still there, Gavin.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just going to put another webcam.
Okay.
Can we try a different one?
You're getting all technical on me now.
Yeah, let me just see if I can. No, it's not going to. Is there a way that, can you try to put me back on a minute on the webcam?
Well, that's to disconnect. Gavin is now gone. He's completely disconnected. So hopefully he'll reconnect in a moment. And whilst we're doing that, I've got a couple of family pictures, and because I was going to talk to Gavin about family and moving and all sorts of things like that. Here's a couple of pictures. The one on the left is Gavin with his father, and I think it's a great picture of Gavin and his dad there. Looks quite an autumnal picture, doesn't it, really? And the picture on the bottom right is the family all together. And of course, it's a bit like myself, I'm spent my time in the military. So I had to take myself and my family, and we had to move around quite a lot to be able to cope to do the job that I was doing. So I would expect the same for Gavin, that he's got his family. So they were in Earlsfield, then he had to move them all, lock, stock and smoking barrel, all the way to Worcester Park. Gavin's now back with us, so it's great to see you. I've just been talking, Gavin, whilst you went and had a cup of tea.
Thank you.
I've been talking about the wonderful picture of you with your father there. I said it looks very phenomenal. And I just started to talk about the picture of your family. And I was explaining that I spent 40 years in the military, and that, of course, being in the military, we call it the wives follow the drum. You know, not quite the case follow the cross, I think, for you. But, of course, you're moving communities all the time. That's where I got up to. So welcome back, Gavin. If you'd like to expand on these pictures, that would be really, really good.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Graham. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm not quite sure what happened there. But yeah, so just a quick picture. We have I do these, and then I'll just carry on and talk a little bit about Alpha. Should we do that, Graham? Is that okay?
Yeah, we can do this and then go back to Alpha. It'll make more sense because I was filling time whilst you were enjoying your tea.
Lovely. So that's just a picture with my father there, and he lives with my sister. Just out in a small village just outside of Taunton, in a place called Creech St. Michael. That's where I became a Christian in the church there, Creech St. Michael Baptist Church, when I was 20. And you can see that's a picture of me and Melanie, my wife, and my two daughters. The older one is Madeline, and the younger one is Maren. And as Graham was saying, yes, that is one of the we do tend to move. I describe myself and ministers as being semi-nomadic. Graham, maybe we don't move as much as military personnel, but we are semi-nomadic, so we do tend to move around. Just thank you.
That's okay. No, I was just clicking back onto you. Can I just say to you, Gavin, at the moment? Oh, we didn't talk about the manse, by the way, did we? But it looks quite nice. Anyway, we've got a little way where we can have people put a comment on, and a young lady called Kim has sent a comment. So I'm going to pop it on the screen for you. I think you'll like this. Says the interference on screen is the excitement waves created by the mention of pudding.
Yes, absolutely. So that is Alpha. It just shows you a third of the evening is centered around hospitality. Even if when you do it live, you prepare a meal for people that come and join you at Alpha. There's a huge amount. In fact, the Gospels, if you look at the Gospels, loads of it is about Jesus going to people's houses and eating with them. And a lot of it is around people's tables and in people's homes and celebration, an incredible amount. So it's really important. So even now, even in this time of pandemic, we still have pudding together. So well done, Kim.
Yeah, that's very good. So let's go back now to a little bit more about Alpha. Why is it called Alpha? That's the first question I have for you.
Yeah. So I think that Nicky Gumbel, when he was putting it together, he was the vicar at Holy Trinity Brompton, and it's in the New Testament. Jesus describes himself as the Alpha and the Omega, using the Greek alphabet, meaning the beginning and the end. And I think that it's referred to Alpha as it's the beginnings. It's the beginning of a faith journey, the beginning of an exploration. And so Alpha is about beginnings. It's about exploring a journey of faith. So if I was going to describe Alpha, the course Alpha to you, I would describe it as a positive description of the Christian faith that gives an opportunity to the person doing it to question it. So it describes itself positively, and then it allows you to question it. So question the Christian faith. But it also provides the person attending and joining gives you an invitation. do you want to believe this for yourself as well? Because it's one thing to go to maybe a class and learn about Christianity, but it's another thing to do a course that invites you maybe to believe it for yourself as well. Because we do think that, there are things within the world, there are ideas that have the value in being believed for themselves. And we believe that, Jesus has value in being believed. And so that's why, we think Alpha is so good, so important, and so valuable. And so it's something that we're doing for the local community and for people, that want to do it.
I think it's a marvelous course. I think it really is a tremendous initiative and good for the community. And I see that when we get back to some form of normal, and when you've got your wonderful hub up and running, what a place for you to keep running initiatives like Alpha, because you can gather there. Because I believe there's going to be a cafe there and all sorts of other things where people can go and just wander in and grab a sandwich and various things like that. So, Gavin, just tell me a little bit about the hub and how that's coming along at the moment.
Yeah, so the hub. So we had anticipated that, the hub that if you walk past the hub now, if you walk past Worcester Park Baptist Church, you would see walls coming down and diggers pulling footings and concrete being poured. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, it's not like that. We've delayed the works. In discussion with the contractors, we believe that because of the variant in the coronavirus and just the rate of transmission, that it wasn't safe for the workers, and therefore we've postponed the works, and we're waiting until it seems safe for them to come on site. But we hope and pray that it won't be long until they start, and the work can get going. And so we still anticipate that by the latter part, the autumn of this year, that we will have the hub, that it will be up and running, and that we will be beginning to do stuff in there. Thank you very much, Graham, for those pictures. So as you can see inside, now what we see and what we envisage is that the hub is a place for the local community. It is a hub for the community. It is somewhere where the outside can come inside of the church. So it is a place for the local community to come into the church. We see it as a place of sanctuary where people can come and find space within the church, to kind of do the things that they need, to find space for the things that they need. We're not quite sure of all the things that will take place there. Things like Alpha, no doubt. But we're hoping as well that there will be other things, things of social engagement. In the church that I was with previously, before here, one of the things that I was involved with was running an independent food bank. Now, I'm not saying that will be, that we will kind of copy that and do that here, but we do want to engage socially and try to find out where the need is within our local community, and try to help in that way to help and find where is the need, where are the things, what are the things that people need to make life better for people? Where can the church be a real blessing? Where can it bring healing into people's lives?
I think it's a lovely project, and I really can't wait to see it fully up and running, Gavin. And also, I did mention I have actually featured the hub some months ago on this particular show, and I said then, and I still have the same view, that I'm in the music industry, and when I looked at the design layout and everything, I just thought, what a wonderful space to put a concert on. It would be a great space for that. And one of the plans that I have when we can do it, I was hoping that we could do this in the summer, but I really don't think I'm going to be able to do it now, is to create a Cuddington Festival. So that all the locals can gather, and we'll have music, and we'll have a theatre, and we'll have dance and everything. And I just thought the hub would be a wonderful space to put something, I'll use different spaces within Cuddington or within Worcester Park, and we can put it together, and that would be a really wonderful thing to do for the community. So I just think it's a great asset that's coming. And all I can say is well done, Worcester Park Baptist Church, for raising the millions of pounds that are needed to put such a project on. So that's really incredible. Look, Gavin, it's been a real pleasure talking with you today, and good luck with Alpha Online.
Thank you.
It's brilliant, and with the hub project as well. So would you like to say a few words to our viewers before we close the show?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I know that for most people, I haven't seen you yet. We haven't been out and walking the streets, so I haven't, bumped shoulders with people. But no doubt, in the not too distant future, at this place or that place, I will meet you or see you. And, I look forward to that time. But I'm Gavin. I'm the minister here at Worcester Park Baptist Church. And I will be, around the hub, and you will see the project as it gets going in the not too distant future. And, I wish you well in what is a difficult time. You can catch us. We're on YouTube on Sunday mornings. You can find us during lockdown on our Facebook page, Worcester Park Baptist Church. I'm doing morning devotions at 9:30. And I wish you well, and take care. Peace be with you.
Gavin, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful guy, and he's a great asset to Worcester Park and Worcester Park Baptist Church. And I really do, Gavin, look forward to walking past the church and seeing the hub coming to fruition. So thank you for being on the show. Okay, this is Graham Jones. Join me next Tuesday at 12:30 when I'll be finding out all about the great work of the Scout movement. And I'm going to be talking to members of the 2nd Cuddington Scouts. So until then, stay safe and don't forget to social distance. Bye now.